Us #1.
The Lakeshore's finest mix of music. Mom FM.
102.7 WMOM, Pentwater, Ludington, Baldwin, and all of West Michigan. It's 8 o'clock. Good morning and welcome to Leading West Michigan, a show about success and featuring local leaders and people in local business.
Good morning, everyone. Bill Kerans on WMOM with Leading West Michigan. Now, you folks have heard of a one-man band, I'm sure. Well, today we're going to talk to one of the most interesting people I know. He goes beyond a one-man band. He is a one-man minstrel show. This is called John Marek. And John, welcome to Leading West Michigan. We're so pleased to have you here.
Thank you for the interview.
John has multiple talents and multiple interests. He is a musician, a balloon artist, a caricaturist, a painter, a storyteller. He's also a business owner and a family man in his background. So we have a lot of interesting things to talk about. So, John, you're well known for all your musical talents and your public performing here and doing public caricatures and all of these fascinating things that you do. But we want to get into a little background, too, and find out kind of how you came to be where you are today. You were born in southeast Michigan and somehow migrated here to the West Coast. Tell us a little bit about how that progressed.
I was born in Ludington and grew up in Ludington.
Yeah.
My folks had a place out there at Marek Auto Parts. My dad had a scrap business for years, and that's where I grew up. Mm-hmm. We were famous for the cannon in the yard that we had for years.
Oh, really? Did you actually shoot it?
No. It was a World War I cannon, and Dad got it through the scrap business.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So everybody knows the cannon.
Well, I've heard a little bit about the scrap business that your dad ran, and it was a pretty fascinating thing. People, I think, sometimes don't understand kind of what goes into the scrap business and why it's such an important part of the economy. What do you remember about that?
Well, only what my dad had told me. In World War II, he was scheduled to collect all the scrap in Mason County for the war. After the war, he started the scrap business, and we marketed 60 different metals, and we supplied local foundries with iron. That was about it.
Yeah. So what was the connection to the pump storage plant, the huge project down south of Ludington?
I lived in Charlevoix for 6 years, and when the pump storage plant came in, Dad got the contract for all the scrap. The turbines came in when iron cages. The inside of the reservoir was all asphalt, and after they got done doing that, they scrapped it out. So I would come home on the weekends and help my dad with that. And then after Dad sold the business, I came back to Ludington and started a radiator shop.
Really? A radiator shop. Now, what inspired you to go into that line of work?
I wanted to do a machine shop, but it was too much, and I didn't have the sources to do that. So I was fascinated with copper and working with copper, and so I started the radiator shop.
Uh-huh. And so you made radiators for what, people's houses or what?
For cars, trucks. I did locomotives. And big, heavy equipment operations. I did radiators for them.
That's fascinating. What's a radiator like for a locomotive?
It's horizontal, and it goes the whole length of the locomotive.
Whoa.
And it comes in sections, and I would work on each section as they needed to be repaired.
That sounds like a huge job.
I didn't turn nothing down.
And so you did that for how long, John?
I did that for 25 years.
Okay. Right here in Ludington.
Yes.
All right, very good. Now, you mentioned that you were in Charlevoix for a while.
Yes.
How did that come about, and what were you doing up there?
I met my wife, and she lived in Charlevoix. I went to school at Ferris, and when I graduated, they had job opportunities for me that I could go to work. And so they had machine shops in Charlevoix. So I went to Charlevoix and worked in Charlevoix machine shops.
So how did you develop the skills that would allow you to work in an area like that?
Well, I went to Manpower Training Act in the Sioux for a year to study tool and die.
Uh-huh.
I had shop experience in high school, and I went to Ferris, and Ferris was great. I studied tool and die at Ferris.
Mm-hmm. Well, we want to get into some of that education too, and we're going to tell people a little later about how you were involved in West Shore Community College. But let's talk a little bit about still your early life. You've been a musician since you were a little kid.
My father played the button accordion, and that's an accordion with buttons. You can see the buttons, and so he played that, and that was my first influence. I grew up listening to polka music. Mother had polka music on the radio from Wisconsin. That's all I knew. So I didn't know there was anything else but polka music. So I really liked it.
Well, we want to encourage people who are listening to us on WMOM to simultaneously check out the Facebook page for WMOM and the YouTube channel, because, folks, stay tuned. We're going to have John play some accordion music a little bit later in the program and do some of the other things that he's famous for. So you want to be able to watch us as well as listen to us if you possibly can. But we're glad to have you on the radio, too, and you'll be able to hear some of the music. Now, I remember hearing you say that there was a little bit of conflict over your music as you were growing up with your brothers. What's that story behind that?
With the family, I have 4 brothers, and it was in the wintertime. We were mostly in our rooms and that, and when I would practice, it was irritating to them. So I went in the closet, and this closet, the roof of the house cut off half the closet.
Okay.
And then the clothes, but there was no lights. So I wiggled myself into the closet, and I would practice my scales.
That has to be a fascinating way to develop your skill with the accordion.
Yes, I didn't realize it at the time, but it really was great for my ear.
Of course. And so when you're out performing, you don't have to be paying attention to the instrument.
Exactly.
You could do it with your eyes closed, essentially,
exactly.
Right?
So it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I've heard you play, and I know it turned out good.
Oh, thank you.
So, tell me some of the things that happened when you were starting out in music. Is there?
I had 3 marvelous teachers. I learned from every one of them. The first one was Walt Trankel Sr., and I would go to his house. I was a young man, about 7 or 8 years old, I believe. And then for some reason, I don't know why, that was 70 years ago, I switched my teacher to Roger Castoni, and we was at Excello Music Studio on Washington and Ludington Avenue, that big house.
Oh, yeah.
And it was upstairs. I carried my accordion up those stairs. And then Ed Byers, I spent probably 4 years with Ed at his home.
Ed had a band, too, did he not?
Oh, yes, Ed Byers and Staccanis Band. They played at the Rendezvous for 30 years.
Oh, yeah. I have a feeling John Marek probably ended up at the Rendezvous, too.
Yes, Ed, I would sub for Ed when he was sick. and I was very nervous. I remember one day I practiced at the house, and I'd forgotten I left my car running. It ran out of gas. But once I got there, it was nice.
Hey, when you're really into what you're doing, that's what you focus on, right?
I think I'm nervous on all the jobs.
Well, now, I used to dance to polka music when I was in high school. It was a lot of fun. The guy that I remember was so famous was Frankie Yankovic. Did you ever see him perform?
Yes, I did. I was fortunate enough to, when I was very young, to playing my accordion. I don't know, it must have been 8 or 10. My folks took me to see Frank Yankovic at Johnny's in Custer.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And
well, see, that's the only polka name I know. That's why I brought it up.
Me too. Me too. Polka, Yankovic and the Franks. And I still can remember that. I can remember where he stood. I can remember where I was. I went up and he said, "Would you like to play with me?" And I says, "No, I just can't." But he took and he signed my accordion. I had my accordion with me, and I opened the bellows, and he signed his name in the bellows. I no longer have the accordion, but I got good memories from it.
Well, it's probably in the museum down in Washington D.C. or something. That's got to be a famous accordion with his name on it.
Yeah, that's for sure, Bill.
So I guess that was a little overwhelming for a young kid to
sure was.
Have this famous guy say, "Oh, come on up and play with us."
Yeah.
Little overwhelming.
I probably should have played with him, but
probably should have. But you would today, wouldn't you?
I did not.
Okay. Well, let's. You mentioned when you were going up to Charlevoix, you mentioned your wife came from Charlevoix. Tell us a little bit about your family.
I don't know. I met my wife here in Ludington, and then we moved to Charlevoix, and I worked in tool and die. Well, I was busy raising the family, and I did not play my accordion. I would say probably six years that I was up there. And of course, nobody knew me, so I didn't get any requests to play. So I raised 2 daughters, and they are raising, each is raising a daughter, so I have 2 granddaughters.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. We've been married 54 years.
That's great.
Thank you.
Oh, quite a love story.
I went for my physical for Vietnam, and I didn't pass my physical.
Oh.
I had rheumatic fever at the time. I call it romance fever. So I didn't go to I didn't serve in the armed forces.
Well, but you've done a lot of other things in your life that are important, that's for sure. You mentioned, when you were in Charlevoix, you mentioned tool and die operations. You know, I've got to confess some ignorance on my part. I've heard that term tool and die shop all my life, and I've never quite understood, what does a tool and die shop do? Well,
you hand us a product that you would like made, like if you wanted, for instance, you wanted a fork or a spoon, and you wanted 1,000 of them. You know, so I would make the die that would punch out the spoon or the fork. So that's what the die business is. And if you look at when they show car repairs, you know, on assembly line, all the hands and all the things that twist the part, that's what we made. So we didn't make the part, but we made the things that handle the part.
The machines.
The machines and the parts.
Oh, you darn.
And the tooling was special tooling with different angles that they would use, I don't know, for woodworking or whatever. and we would make the tools to make the part that they were companies would use for making table chairs or whatever. So
it's sort of like the term that we hear sometimes nowadays called reverse engineering.
yes,
Where you start with a finished product and you try to figure out how it came to be and how do you go about making those.
That's it. So we had engineers and draftsmen. They would give us the blueprints, and then I would work from the blueprints and make the parts.
Wow, that is fascinating.
Thanks.
Well, I thank you for educating me about that, because it's something I've always wondered about. And you just, sometimes you hear things over and over again in your life, and you don't really delve into them enough to really understand. So you have had a really varied career, that's for sure. And you told me also that you've gotten into storytelling. So tell me a little bit about that. We're going to take a break here for a few minutes to get a little bit of word from our sponsor. And then I'd like to get into your storytelling, if you would be so kind as to tell us about that.
Well, I joined a storytelling club in Muskegon. And I was fascinated with Johnny Appleseed, and so I needed experience telling stories. So that's why I joined it.
All right.
I wasn't very good at it, but I liked it, and I learned a lot.
All right. Well, we will be back with John Marek on Leading West Michigan in just a couple of minutes, and we'll delve a little bit more into that and then go on into the many aspects of his artistic career.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
All right.
Discover a career that exceeds expectations at Oakview Medical Care Facility, where every employee is an integral part of the like family spirit. Here, the focus is on creating a harmonious balance between professional growth and compassionate care. Oakview invests in its team, offering paid educational opportunities and practical training for career advancement. Flexible working with 3 different shifts allows for a harmonious work-life balance, complemented by competitive experience-based wages. Enjoy unparalleled benefits at Oakview, including a robust 401A and a variety of non-cost insurance options. New staff members are greeted with a sign-on bonus and additional bonuses for consistent attendance. Step into Oakview's facility, a place that radiates warmth and care. Our facility has comfortably appointed resident rooms. It's a setting that feels like home. The facility is vibrant with activities, ensuring residents lead a joyful and engaged life. At Oakview Medical Care Facility, building a career in healthcare means becoming a part of a family committed to providing outstanding care and nurturing personal growth.
Looking for the perfect spot to catch up with friends over dinner? Kick off your evening with our refreshing margaritas, a perfect blend that's simply irresistible. Share a platter of loaded nachos, perfect for the whole group, or dive into tasty tacos, bursting with bold, authentic flavors. Burrito lovers, our stuffed burritos are a must-try, packed with delicious ingredients. And our sizzling fajitas, they're a showstopper, bringing excitement to your table. At El Rancho, every meal with friends is a celebration. Enjoy great food, drinks, and plenty of laughter. Join us at El Rancho for a dinner with friends that's different, tasty, and unforgettable. Delicious margaritas, nachos, tacos, burritos, and fajitas, all waiting for you. El Rancho, where every meal is a celebration with friends.
Looking for events and happenings in the area? Look no further than Mom's Fridge Magnets. Presented by Watson Motors, West Michigan CMH, McGee Insurance, and Lakeshore Automotive and Tire. Another fridge magnet comes your way next.
Hi, this is Lori from West Michigan CMH. Recovery is a journey of healing and transformation. For mental health challenges or substance use disorders, it's about living meaningfully and striving for your full potential. Start living your best life. Call us today at 1-800-992-2061.
Is your AC on the fritz? Get it working again with Lakeshore Automotive and Tire. Expert service, quick repairs. Stay cool this summer. Visit Lakeshore Automotive and Tire today on South James Street. Your comfort is our priority.
Experience the vibrant atmosphere of the Peace, Love, and Community Fest on August 24th in Luther, Michigan. Delight your taste buds with a variety of offerings from food trucks, discover one-of-a-kind crafts from talented local vendors, and enjoy live music that'll keep you dancing all day long. Don't miss this opportunity to come together with friends and neighbors at the Purchase Pavilion for a day filled with joy, creativity, and community spirit. If your group or nonprofit organization has an announcement that you would like others to know about, reach out to us and we'll add it for free to the Fridge Magnet program thanks to Lakeshore Automotive and Tire, McGee Insurance, West Michigan, CMH, and Watson Motors.
Finding out how the journey began to their success. It's Leading West Michigan on 102.7 WMOM.
We're back on Leading West Michigan with John Marek, the one-man minstrel show. And John has so many talents, it's hard to cover them all. But we were talking just before the break about you being a storyteller and how you were fascinated with Johnny Appleseed. What caused you to focus on Johnny Appleseed and to actually portray him in performances?
Well, we shared we share the same name, for one thing.
Right.
And so they wouldn't be confused about the Johnny part. And he was a fascinating man. He was gentle. He was good with children. He was very religious. I went down to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I seen his gravesite. I went to Cincinnati. There was a little town close to Cincinnati, Ewan, I believe. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, they have a museum for Johnny Appleseed. So I studied him very, very thorough. And then I dressed like him with the pot, and the kids loved it. But I wanted to tell not the stories. I wanted to tell his history more than the stories. And I don't know if it really worked out that good.
Oh, I'll bet it did. I couldn't wait to see you with a pot on your head, John.
Yeah, it drew attention, and the thing about it, the children knew me. But the adults did not.
Well, here's the fascinating thing. I heard about Johnny Appleseed when I was a kid. I thought he was a fictitious character. But you're telling me Johnny Appleseed was a real person.
Yep. Walt Disney came across with the Johnny Appleseed stories and the children thing. And that's why people got that impression.
Okay. Well, let's talk music a little bit here. What is that you have on?
This is a piano accordion. There's three accordions. There's a concertina, and then there's a button accordion, and then there's the piano accordion. And I have the piano accordion. It looks just like a piano on its side.
Yeah, well, the folks on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook can see that, but we're going to let the people in Radio Land listen to a little polka music, and it does look like you're wearing a piano around your neck, John.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear a little tune from you on John Marek on the accordion. And that was Roll Out the Barrel. Am I remembering that right?
Roll Out the Barrel, yeah.
Okay. I'm glad I was able to remember it. That's terrific music. I can remember when I was in high school, we used to have polka parties.
Oh, wow.
I used to dance to polka music. That was really fun. And so, thank you for
happy music.
Yeah, it is.
I learned to dance. My dad taught us all my brothers how to dance the polka. He was so smooth. And I learned to dance the polka from my dad.
Well, you can't help but smile when you hear somebody play polka music. But that's not the only instrument that John Marek is famous for playing. As I recall, you've become skilled in quite a few instruments.
I belong to the ukulele club with Meredith Hansen. She directs it, and I enjoy that I enjoy that a lot, very much.
Uh-huh.
And I play banjo. I go to a polka festival, and the accordions. There are so many accordion players, but the banjo players are playing more than the accordion players are. So I took up the banjo and play the banjo. I also played with Rodney Byers in the up in the casino.
Oh yeah. Up in Leelanau.
Leelanau, yeah. I played off and on I played banjo and I played backed up accordion for about 15 years with Rodney.
I seem to recall hearing that you also play the piano.
Yes, I played piano. I played at Gibbs Country House when they were...
Oh.
I played dinner music, and I played Christmas in July, and Christmas in December. Oh! But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, Gibbs Country House, that's a very famous institution in this area. We certainly miss it. I can remember when I first started coming to the Ludington area, my wife's parents loved Gibbs Country House. That was their favorite place to go. I'll bet you they must have heard you play the piano there.
I don't know. Georgetown, when I was in high school, he asked me to come out to Tamarack Marina on a Sunday afternoon. He says, bring your accordion out and sit on the dock of the bay.
Is that how you got started in performing?
That was my first job. That was in high school.
Oh my gosh, how fascinating.
And so I would take my accordion and sit out there and play on a Sunday afternoon.
So for people like me who haven't been around this area our whole lives, where was the marina located?
It was out in Hamlin Lake past Sticks Bar.
Oh.
Right there. He had a marina.
Mm-hmm.
I played in a lot of polka bands.
Well, some people may know that I work at the Scottville Senior Center. That's my day job. And we've had you play there for our Thanksgiving dinner for seniors for many years.
Yes.
And you and the Marek Music Makers and some other friends that you've brought along, you've played in a lot of different bands over the years, I think.
Yeah. Yes, I did. Ed Byers retired from Byers and Stakanis, and I played out there in his place. I played there for about 5 or 6 years, and then I went to Manistee, and I played at the Chippewa Hotel, and I played most all the taverns.
I seem to remember that there was an interesting story about you playing in a bar at a young age. Am I remembering that correctly, that you had somebody tell you you had to drink?
Oh, yes. The bar owners would say, John never turned down a drink. I couldn't get into the bars until I was 18.
Right.
But once I got into the bars, people would buy me drinks, and so they would bring me bottles of pop.
You weren't old enough for anything else.
I wasn't old enough to drink. And the bartender had to open the bottles. If they would have kept the bottles shut, I could have taken them home. But no, they bought the bottle. They paid for it. They had to open the bottle.
Yeah.
And I had a roll. I couldn't drink all of that pop. I had a whole roll of pop.
Well, I can understand the perspective of the bar owner. He's there to sell drinks.
Well,
that's why his business exists.
Well, yeah.
And so he brings you in to play music and encourage people. Right. And by golly, he wants you to accept those drinks if they want to buy them.
Correct.
Well, that's really fascinating.
Thank you.
So how did the Marek Music Makers first get started?
I was teaching music for the enrichment program of Mason County. I taught at the high school, middle school in Scottsville, and I had students, and I thought, well, would it be nice to start a little band? And that little band turned into about 20 years and 30 people, and we had a good time.
Well, you play in some unusual venues too. It seems to me I remember you were in the Ludington Parade this year, and I bet you've done it a lot of times.
Yes, the brewing company in Ludington, Budweiser, called me and they says we need music on a Budweiser float. And so I got a hold of Roger Stiles, Spanky, and we got to be known as Spanky and Johnny, and we played on Budweiser floats. It wasn't driven by the horses, and we played pretty much all over Western Michigan.
Fascinating.
That was great.
All right. Well, John Marek is our guest this morning. We're talking about his multifaceted career, and we're going to take a short break here. And John, I want to talk about your life as an artist when we come back. Is that okay?
Sure, that'd be fine. Thank you.
All right.
Attention business owners, are you looking for the perfect financial partner to help your business thrive? Look no further than Safe Harbor Credit Union. Our business tiered money market account offers competitive tiered rates. The higher your balance, the higher your rate. Maintain a $5,000 minimum daily balance to enjoy our impressive APY. Plus, enjoy unlimited transactions and free digital banking with online banking, bill pay, mobile banking with mobile deposit, and free e-statements. Keep your business flexible with enhanced access to your funds and pair it easily with your business checking accounts. Need a reliable checking account? Our business share draft checking is free for businesses of all sizes. No monthly service fees, no minimum balance requirements, and unlimited check writing. Plus, enjoy free digital banking, a free MasterCard debit card, and more with just $25 minimum deposit to open. Establish your membership with our business share accounts, providing competitive dividends on your entire balance with no minimum balance requirements and no monthly service fees. Enjoy all the benefits of free digital banking and night drop services with only a $5 minimum deposit to open. And don't forget our merchant services and business loans. We offer competitive rates for working capital, equipment, inventory, facility improvements, and more. With quick local decision making and friendly service from start to finish, Safe Harbor Credit Union is your trusted partner for all your business needs. Go to safeharborcu.org or visit us at 5511 West US 10 Ludington. Let Safe Harbor Credit Union help your business set sail for success. Safe Harbor Credit Union, your safe port for any financial storm. APY equals annual percentage yield. Federally insured by the NCUA.
It's still cherry season at Renhack Orchards Market in Hart. Try a free sample of their hand-picked black sweet cherries and tart cherries, grown right in their own orchards. You'll also find samples of hand-picked blueberries to munch while you shop. You can get a cherry berry snack pack or get cherries or blueberries by the pint, quart, or 5-pound box with larger quantities upon request. Browse the aisles to find delicious additions to your summer meals, such as Michigan-made salsas, grilling sauces, specialty mustards, raw local honey, and tasty snacks. Check their freezers for local ice cream, frozen fruit, and locally made pies to bake at home. Senior Market Fresh and credit cards are welcome, and if you use your Bridge card, you'll get double up Food Bucks tokens for fresh produce at Renhack Orchards Market in Hart, open 8 to 6 Monday through Saturday. Just take US 31 to Hart exit 149 and go 1 mile east to 3731 West Polk Road in Hart, across from the bicycle trailhead.
Finding out how the journey began to their success. It's Leading West Michigan on 102.7 WMOM.
And we're back on Leading West Michigan with John Marek, our multifaceted entertainer, tool and die maker, radiator shop owner, fascinating man, one of the most fascinating people I've known around here in Ludington area, and we really appreciate you being here with us, John.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about your development and your life as an artist here in a second, but I remember seeing some pictures of you where you were outside a building playing music through the windows to the people inside. What was that all about?
When the virus kicked in, we could not go inside, or we couldn't go anywhere near the patients.
Oh, so this was, what, a hospital?
This was at Ludington Woods.
Oh, at the nursery.
And most, I did it at Ludington Woods. I did at most of them. I did. I walked on around the outside of the building,
How wonderful.
playing my accordion,
Yeah.
and that was great. They'd come to the window, and
I bet that really enlivened people's day. because
oh man,
People were so lonely during that time when they couldn't have their family members come in. And
exactly,
Oh, my God.
exactly. So I'd have my mask on, and then I would go from window to window playing for the folks inside. That was a lot of
All
fun.
right, so we're going to have a little experiment here. We want to talk about you as an artist. I'm going to challenge you. You told me that you developed the skill to be able to sketch caricatures very quickly. And so we've asked Chris, the owner of WMOM, who's helping us with the show this morning, to be the subject. And I want to ask you to do a quick caricature of Chris while we're talking about your life as an artist.
Oh,
Do
okay.
that for us?
Yeah, I'll be glad to do
All right.
that. I don't know how it's going to turn out in this.
Me either.
Well, that's why we want to challenge you. So,
Okay.
so you talked about going to. We'll just keep talking as you sketch. You talked about going to Ferris State, but I remember you telling
Where?
me that you went back to college at the age of 65 at West Shore Community College. What was that all about?
Yes, I retired at 65, and I immediately went on to West Shore Community College.
And so you studied. And so you studied art there.
And I studied art.
Now, had you ever been an artist in the past?
Yes, I took lessons from a lady called Paco.
Paco.
Yeah, where the music studio is now. The instrument and music shop.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what her studio. And she told me, "Are you serious? If you're serious, I'll take you on. If you're not serious, don't waste my time."
All right. So she became your teacher and kind of a mentor, it sounds like to me. So John, for the people out there in Radio Land, John is in the middle of doing his caricature here. And John, you told me that you developed the skill to be able to do caricatures in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. I forgot about that.
That seems kind of amazing.
She said, like I said, she said, "I'll take you on if you're serious."
Well, apparently you were.
And the first day, she set the timer at 3 minutes. And when the clock went off, I quit. So I probably got a nose in or face in it when I first started. After 6 weeks, we were in restaurants drawing people. There you are, Chris. I hope that you like it.
I like that. That's good choice.
Okay, so here's the owner and the morning show host here at WMOM. Hold that up again, John, and let's show the people on Facebook and YouTube. Just get it up there and right in front of the camera. And there you go. There's Chris. He's here helping us run the show today and bring Leading West Michigan to you. And John Marek, we thank you for demonstrating that. But you're not only a caricature artist, you are a painter.
Yeah, I learned that from West Shore Community College. I got an associate's, 4-year associate's degree, and I painted some of your pictures of your home.
Yes, you did. And we love that picture. It's hanging in our house right now.
Good.
And on my wall in my office is a caricature that you did of me as well.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
So, yes, we've really enjoyed having you come in. I want to mention to people that that John and other folks gather at the Scottville Senior Center every Wednesday morning at about 9 o'clock. And it's a painting group. It's very informal and very friendly. And anybody who'd be interested in developing their skill as a painter.
Please do. Yeah, please do come to that. It's every Wednesday from 9 to 11. And we quit about 11:15. About 11:15. So that we can get out of the way before they start serving dinners. But I really enjoy your company. We don't talk a lot. We end up painting, but just being there really is nice. I enjoy the friendship.
Nice to have the camaraderie of fellow artists.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well, we hope that people will take advantage of that. We want to invite people to come out on Wednesday mornings.
Thank you for hosting that, Bill.
Oh, well, we're delighted. It's something we enjoy doing very much. So it's fascinating to me that you went to Ferris as a young man, got your college education, went on into all these great business careers that you had, and then at 65 to go back to college. I mean, that is a fascinating story.
Thank you.
What caused you to make that decision?
Well, I liked the art, and so I wanted to study more. I'm fascinated with learning. Especially with art and music and whatever I do, I'm fascinated with learning and pushing myself forward. So that's why I did it.
Well, obviously, you pushed yourself forward in a lot of different areas, but it's pretty unusual for a 65-year-old person to embark on a 4-year college degree course.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I am so impressed.
Thank you. I enjoyed it very much.
So what did you had some pretty good teachers, I would think, out at West Shore.
Oh, yes. Very good. We did field trips. We went to Grand Rapids, and we went to the art museums, and we went outside and did a lot of drawing and painting, and I learned a lot from that.
So what are some of the places you went to do drawings, let's say, in an outdoor setting?
Pretty much the state park. I like people. I like drawing. I'm not good at trees and water. And I'm not saying it's boring, but it's not my interest. I like animals, and I like people. I go to the fair probably every weekend, and they got a horse show. They got a cattle show, they got a pig show, they got a chicken show, and I take pictures, and the people look at me, why is he taking pictures, like, I don't know. So I get these looks. I don't know if I try to get permission. The fair board said, sure, go out and do that, but
Oh, wait a minute now. You just mentioned the fair board. Now, didn't I remember something about you being a featured musician at a fair convention where all the fairs gather together?
Oh, that's a good story there,
How did
Bill.
that come
Thank
about?
you. Well, on the Budweiser float, the Fair Association, they meet in Grand Rapids every year, and there's from every county, a lot of people. They seen us on the float, and they said, "Well, would you like to come to our fair convention?" And sure, but you have to be a member for 3 years before you can showcase. We'll let you have a booth, but to showcase in front of thousands of people, you have to pay. You have to be a member for 3 years. And Roger Stiles, he always told me, he says, "John, you play the music, I'll take care of the business." He says, dished out the money and says, "Here's 3 years dues right here." Wow, you're in. So we showcased. I was so nervous. They raised cars in this place.
Whoa!
I don't know the name of the place in Grand Rapids. And so we had 10 minutes, and they just loved us. And we got, I'm still doing, after 20 some years, I'm still doing these fairs. West Branch, I go to West Branch every year for a week. And I draw, I do balloons, and I do my accordion. Roger Stiles passed away, so I keep it going. So that's what happened to that deal.
Fascinating. Well, thank you, John. We're going to take another quick break here for some words from our sponsors, and then we will be back on Leading West Michigan with John Marek, raconteur, musician,
Welcome to the
and
future
artist.
of driving excitement at Watson Motors, where we're thrilled to introduce the new 2024 Dodge Hornet GT. This isn't just a car, it's a revolution on wheels, wrapped in a striking 8-ball exterior with a sleek black interior ready to make a statement on the streets. With only 12 miles on the clock and a price tag of $32,040, this masterpiece combines luxury with performance in a way only Dodge can. Beneath its hood lies a powerhouse 2.0-liter 4-cycle engine paired with a seamless 9-speed automatic transmission, ensuring a ride that's as smooth as it is thrilling. And with all-wheel drive capability, the Hornet GT is equipped to take on any adventure, any season. Technology and comfort reign supreme inside, with parking assist, satellite radio, and an MP3 sound system creating an oasis of entertainment. Stay connected with hands-free communication and experience effortless access with remote keyless entry. Safety is unmatched with traction control, ABS brakes, and a tire pressure monitoring system guarding every journey. But that's just the beginning. The Dodge Hornet GT boasts a suite of features designed to elevate your driving experience, including heated side mirrors, rain-sensing wipers, and dual-zone climate control, ensuring you and your passengers are in complete comfort no matter where the road takes you. Experience the unparalleled 2024 Dodge Hornet GT today at Watson Motors. Visit us in Ludington, Manistee, and Benzie to see this marvel for yourself and discover why, at Watson Motors, our name means a great deal.
July is heating up, and Spartan West Bowling Center is your go-to destination for a summer filled with endless fun. Experience the thrill of open bowling daily. Grab your friends and family and roll into a day packed with excitement. As the sun sets, our cosmic adventure begins. Dive into the neon glow of our lanes and let the good times roll all night long. Feeling hungry? Beamer's Restaurant has you covered with delicious dishes. Enjoy our mouth-watering pizzas, the famous Friday fish fry, or try our irresistible wet burritos. Don't miss the Savory Slim's 12-ounce burger, or pick a refreshing salad for a lighter option. So whether you're here for the bowling, the food, or both, Spartan West Bowling Center has everything you need for an exciting summer. Book your lane or reserve a table at Beamer's today by calling 231-757-2391. That's 231-757-2391. Don't miss out on the fun. Spartan West Bowling Center, where every celebration shines bright.
Flexible hours, great team, fun work environment, competitive pay, great tips, fun times. These are some reasons to work for All Seasons Cleaning. All Seasons Cleaning is hiring for the summer. We are looking for hardworking individuals that like to have fun while working hard. Stop in to see us behind Domino's in Ludington or call 231-907-9085 to set up an interview. 231-907-9085.
This July, hit the road for your summer getaway with the assurance that Abrahamson's Towing is with you every mile. Planning a road trip? We've got your back. Whether you're driving a car or towing a camper, we understand the importance of a smooth journey. For reliable support and peace of mind this July, keep Abrahamson's Towing in mind. For immediate roadside assistance, call us at 231-843-2990. Abrahamson's Towing, your partner in safe summer travels. Big or small, we tow them all.
Mom's Fridge Magnets are community calendar announcements presented by Watson Motors, West Michigan, CMH, McGee Insurance, and Lakeshore Automotive and Tire. Another fridge magnet comes your way next.
Is your car ready for the heat? Head over to Lakeshore Automotive and Tire for a comprehensive fluid check. Our experts will ensure your oil, brake, transmission, and windshield washer fluids are topped off and in perfect condition. Keep your car running smoothly and safely all summer long. Visit Lakeshore Automotive and Tire today. Lakeshore Automotive and Tire, your go-to spot for expert car care. Stay cool and drive safe.
Randy Sarnowski with McGee Insurance, your friendly neighborhood insurance agency. We specialize in customizing our policies for you, your family, and even your business. For over 80 years, we have been here serving you. Call us at 231-845-5000. McGee, the guarantee you can count on.
On August 17th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., the Sable Points Lighthouse Keepers Association will celebrate the 150th anniversary of the construction of the Little Sable Point Lighthouse. The event will start with a State of Michigan tribute at 10 a.m. at the site of the historical marker. Attendees can enjoy a poetry reading and a brief presentation on the history of the lighthouse and its property. The remainder of the event will be featuring activities for families and photo opportunities with the U.S. Coast Guard and their vessel. If your group or nonprofit organization has an announcement that you would like others to know about, reach out to us and we'll add it for free to the Fridge Magnet program thanks to Lakeshore Automotive and Tire, McGee Insurance, West Michigan, CMH, and Watson Motors.
Finding out how the journey began to their success. It's Leading West Michigan on 102.7 WMOM.
And we're back on Leading West Michigan with John Marek. And John, I've got to let you know, you've got a lot of fans out there. We've got people who are listening to the show that have been writing in and reminiscing about how they interacted with you at some of your public musical performances and were customers of yours at your radio shop, telling what a terrific guy you were and how much they enjoyed knowing you. And so they really appreciate the fact that you're here on the radio this morning telling a little bit about your life.
Well, thank you. I thank everybody for that. And when you had your ad, Chris, on my show, coming up, there was over 100 likes and hearts, and I thank everybody for that. Oh man, it's amazing. Well, I do balloons because my brother Ron started doing balloons.
Oh yeah?
And I thought, I don't really know if I'm interested in that. But I found out that it wasn't the balloon. It wasn't the balloon. It was the children. I make them happy, but they make me happier. I'm happy for 3 days after working with those children. That balloon is so important to them.
Yes.
And the eyes, when I finished the balloon, their eyes are just watery and gluey, and they're so happy.
Well, I've seen you in action doing your balloons. In fact, you were kind enough to come to our Grandparents Raising Grandchildren program at the Senior Center.
That's right.
And did balloon art for the kids. And exactly what you're saying, they were so fascinated and so appreciative of what you did.
And that balloon thing that I had going for you a couple of times with the adults.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was laughing, having such a good time.
They were.
So thank you, Ron, for that.
All right. So you've got a balloon here.
Yeah, it might pop. I don't know if Chris can turn it. When it pops, it pops.
Okay.
It's 4th of July anyway.
Bring it up to the camera.
Oh.
So we don't know what John is making.
We don't know. I don't either.
Those of you who are able to watch on our Facebook page will learn about it as we learn about it, and we will describe it to the radio audience.
When I'm in my second generation of doing balloons. I'm in my second generation.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, the mothers come up to me with their little children, and they said, "You did a balloon for me when I was little." So I hope maybe I can make 3 generations. That would be great.
So
and when I started, there wasn't YouTube, and there wasn't this and that. I had to go to the library.
Oh.
So I got books in the library, and there.
So for you folks out there in Radio Land, John has created, that looks like a dog to me, am I guessing? Oh.
It's a little doggy.
A little doggy. And he's painted the face on it, and it's a really cute thing, and the kids just love it when you do those.
Oh, the adults do too.
You've been doing that for quite a lot of years.
Probably 20 years or so.
Yeah. Boy, it's amazing the different things you do. I started this show by describing you as a one-man minstrel show.
Minstrel show.
How many people do you know that can play
that's
music?
how I got my idea. That's how I got my idea. These street people that would do, entertain. They did everything. They did juggling. They did magic. They did. So I said, well, the accordion, it's okay, but I want something that I can adopt to the crowd. So if the balloons don't work, I'll do some caricatures. So that's how I got started. I did magic for a while, but it took a lot of practice. And if you didn't practice, it didn't work out. So it was too much.
Pretty specialized field.
It was too much.
Yeah. But you enjoy doing the balloons and the caricatures and entertaining people. It's just amazing to see the reaction that people have when you do these things.
Well, Chris mentioned that he would like me to talk about some of the people that I affected, and they affected me with my music. Unfortunately, the sad part is on funerals that people I know or people that are dying that I know, they ask me to come in and play my accordion. And it's very difficult, very difficult. I cry, and I have the right to mourn along with the rest of the family, and then they put me on the showcase to play my accordion. So I think that's the hardest part. My teacher, Ed Byers, I played at his deathbed with his family, and that was very, very difficult. Some of the funny stuff that I did, I'd be playing, and a lady would request a song, and so I don't really know the song, so I would say, "Can you hum it?" So she would hum it, and then I would hum it with her, and then I would get a few notes that kind of represented, you did it. And then there was a lady that didn't respond to nothing. She was just a person there. And she was a lady I knew at the rendezvous. I start playing, and I knew her song after many, many years, and she smiled. And the family cried and cried and cried and cried, and they thanked me, and they thanked me. So but you get attached to the people, you know the songs that they like, and they pass away, and you play those songs, and those people come back to you.
Well, it says a lot about you as a person that people feel so strongly about your friendship that they would invite you into those incredible moments in their lives.
I'm very lucky, Bill. I don't deserve to be so lucky.
Oh, John, I disagree with you there. You brought a lot of joy into a lot of lives over the years.
Thank you.
And you continue to do so.
Thank you.
So what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you when you see people responding so positively to what you do?
Oh, it really warms me up. I'm really, really impressed with the people. With the kids, I tease them a lot. With the balloons, I'll make a balloon and give it to some other kid or child. Or I'll make it a balloon and I'll keep it. I won't give it to the child. And I tease them a little bit, and that's fun. I play with them. There's no limit. Whatever they say, we make it. I'm an artist. I'm a sculptor. They come with some kind of movie or something that they've seen. The kids, they have the hats with that. Can you make that? Oh, sure, we can make that. So I look at the hat and I make the best I could. So stuff like that is great.
So even when you tease them, of course, they get the balloon in the end, and they're very happy.
Oh, yeah. And if the balloon breaks, then they cry. Yeah. But I don't care how long the line is. I don't care how long the line is. Each child is important. I treat each child that comes to me like the first child. I don't care how long the line is. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. Well, think about it, take your time. I treat each child with respect, and that helps a lot.
Well, I think that tells you one of the reasons people love John Marek so much.
I hope so. Thank you.
And we so appreciate you being on Leading West Michigan this morning on WMOM. John, it's been a pleasure to talk with you. It's always been a joy to know you. And we look forward to many more years of our association.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Chris.
Well, that wraps up our program, Leading West Michigan, for today. But I want to mention to you that we have some special guests lined up for the future. John Marek has been our special guest today. Next week, we're going to be talking with Drew Dostal, the leader of Corewell Health Ludington Hospital and other regional Corewell facilities. July 27th, we're going to talk to the current and future county administrators in Mason County, Fabian Nizaki and Caitlin Skipka. And then August 3rd, you're going to look forward to your Saturday morning with former Sheriff Larry Stewart, a master wood carver as well as a wonderful guy. And just like John Marek, you're going to enjoy hearing those people talk. So, John, thank you very much. And that's our program for this week.
You've been listening to Leading West Michigan, a weekly program where you hear success stories of local officials and business leaders. Join us next week for more of Leading West Michigan right here on 102.7 WM.